Hello everyone, Gumball here, and welcome back to Gravity SMP, where today you might notice something's a bit different. So I'm over in the town area that we've been building up, and I've actually done something. It's a miracle. You're probably wondering, what? He did something outside of an episode? This is a miracle. Yes. I've started setting up shells for the housing for the people who will be living around here, and we'll have to get more houses up and around, but I've laid down some paths and stuff, some very basic things to get it started. But today we're actually going to work on setting up a big kind of fortress. So we're going to just work on the kind of, what's it, shell. No, not the shell. We won't quite get the shell done. We'll be doing the floor plan? Kind of. That guy's going to be a bit of a pain in the butt. We're going to work on just laying it out with some blocks. In this case, we're going to lay it out with dirt, because I have a lot of it. And the reason we're going to be making this kind of fortress thing is because currently there's a kind of war going on the server. So, Father Unicorn set up his base, which is this way. And he claimed a load of land out in the middle of nowhere, and then Jimmy, Mr. Jimmy Ultima, decided that he would take a bit of that land, and he already knew that Father had claimed the land. Let's just go through here. This is Father Unicorn's base, but he went and did it anyway, and then a whole load of things happened, and now there's multiple sides to the war. Now, currently, I'm being kind of bribed by Mr. Unicorn to join his side, so I might just do that, but I'm not 100% sure which side I want to join yet. Maybe I'll have my own kind of motive. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a bit of a war fort on his land. But first, we're going to have to find a good location, so I'm going to look around, try and find somewhere that looks pretty good. Oops. And then I will be right back. Okay guys, so I'm taking a look at the map here, and as far as I can tell, this river is kind of the boundary between Father Unicorn's land and an area of unclaimed territory. So, I think this would be the perfect place to build up my fortress. I'll have an overlook over Mr. Unicorn's base, which means that if I am going to help him, I can help him pretty quickly, and if I'm going to try and kick his butt, I can kick his butt pretty quickly. So I'm going to have to do a bit of clearing, but I think, let's see, where does the river... The river does continue to go over here, where he has put up now some of a building, but I think if we go and just start in this land here where this forest starts, we'll be in a pretty good position. But yeah, as I said, it's going to be a lot of tree chopping, so I'm going to get to work on that, and we'll see how far I can get before I come back. Okay guys, so I just had a bit of a Skype chat with Mr. Unicorn, and we had an interesting short conversation. So I might have started building next to the wrong river. I think there's a river further that way that is the unclaimed land, and I am actually encroaching on his land at the moment. But that's not a problem, because I'll put the Skype chat up now, and as you can see, if I remember, hopefully I do, and if I don't lose the screenshot, which I've not saved, but have right now, then you can see that in exchange for this land, in exchange for this land, we will be providing him with a big fortress and some war machines. Now, that's what I've said, but we've yet to settle on a total agreement. We're still going to have a bit of a war meeting with a few other members of the server to see who's on what side and what we will actually be gaining out of it. So, maybe we'll see. I'm not in the mood for double-crossing anyone at the moment, but as things go by, we'll have to see if that does pop up. And in doing this, I've realized that I'm actually getting stuff done. Like, I'm not delaying it. I'm not, like, kind of giving myself a little bit of work or something. I'm actually working on stuff for an episode, so hopefully this is a sign that I'll get some slightly more productive episodes like I was doing when I first started off with a few series such as the Ancient Warfare one, which was very popular. So I'll have to see. But yeah, I'm gonna, I think, continue clearing more of this out. I don't think I've quite got the size that I want for this fort. It's going to be pretty big, with multiple walls before you actually get to the center. I think once I clear to about the back of this opening over here, this will be about the midpoint of, of the fortress. So we'll probably go maybe a bit more that way and clear all of this out. But I'm just going to focus on this central area now, so that we can get a rough idea of what we want this, what we want the rough shape of the fortress, like the main stronghold, to be. I'll have to grab a few images off the internet. I have a few ideas of what I want to do. Some things I've seen in games and online and stuff that I want to use as reference. So we'll use those once I get them, but I'm going to have to clear this out. So I'll be right back. Yeah. Okay, so it's a little bit later. I've chopped down a few trees, but I think I've just found where Bessie went. I think the cow climbed a tree. Okay, so it's not every day that you find a cow in a tree. I just want to know what Mr. Father's been doing to the poor animals of this area. This might sway my decision as to which side I'm on. I'll have to quiz Mr. Unicorn on his treatment of the local animals. Ouch. Okay guys, so I've slept in Mr. Father's dangerous bed, and if I turn around, I'll see something that kind of displeases me. So there's a few heads on display here, notably mine over here, third from the right, which kind of scares me, that Mr. Unicorn is collecting people's heads. It's a bit worrying. So who do we have anyway? We have, I think this is Fanta. Ooh. We have, oh no, this is Mo, this is Fanta, this is Mr. Unicorn's own head, well, his old head, I think. We have Jimmy, and this is Shiny Gold Condor? No, Dead Nova. I haven't seen Condor on in a while, actually. But yeah, that's kind of creepy, and I think there's a few more in his valuables chest here, including a copy of my head. So I'm wondering what he's doing with that. I may have to ask for those along with the land in exchange for helping him, because that's kinda, you know, when somebody's displaying your head as a kind of trophy, it doesn't really scream soon-to-be ally to you, does it? Let's get rid of this creeper, though. And I've cleared out the area mostly for where we want to build up this main fortress. All this land is going to be flattened. It looks terrible at the moment, but I will shovel it all. It'll probably go to about this height, since that's where most of the land is, so I will have to dig this out. So I'll do that, and then I will be right back where we can then work on this kind of fortress. But I just want to kind of flatten out a little bit, so let's quickly just think how big this could end up being. The main central tower, how far from where these leaves are decaying to, let's see, if it's about where that tree is, about this mucky kind of hole. So let me clear this out, and then I'll be back with you. Okay, so some editing, some clips, and a couple flying cows later, and I'm getting killed by a baby zombie villager. Oh, come on. Thank you. And now that it's gone, we can work on what the main fortress is going to look like. So I do want quite a bit of room for it from Father Unicorn's base. However, it looks like we're probably going to have to do some terraforming because I may not have gone as far back as I thought. I can't really tell. But this should be far back enough for the hut. Oh, come on. For the main tower, actually. Yeah, for the town hall, I guess is what you'd call it. I'm kind of basing this off of the fully upgraded Clash of Clans tower, so we're going to have to get a lot of stone and stuff. But yeah, it looks pretty cool, so I thought we'd base it off of that. So it's going to be pretty big. It's going to be pretty shiny. But we're going to do it. So, it starts with a corner. One of the corners is completely flat. And we're going to have to go about... Let's see, there's the corner. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... blocks. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it goes a little bit more before it gets to this tower, so we'll go 2 more. And here we have a tower that kind of sticks out a couple blocks. So we'll move this forward 2. This will give us enough room for any rounded towers at the back or anything. And the reason I'm using dirt is because, for 1, it's really easy to get, and 2, it's really easy to break if we have a mistake or anything. Then we'll go as if it's a circular tower. This one's quite square, but the bottom is still rounded, and I think it's just a small circle. Small circular tower, kinda like that. And then that gets us our wall thickness. Are they only going to be 1 thick in the middle? Sure, we'll go for it only has to be kind of small. It's just the main base where you've got like your command board and stuff. It doesn't have to be huge or a ton of floors. It just has to have what we need for what would be the main kind of hall area. So we'll build this up 2 blocks to stop grass spreading and so that we can see it from a distance, just so it's easier to see and have an idea of how it will possibly end up looking. We'll just leave that block there, sure. No, I don't like it. Go away. Just build these all up, and then we can see how many blocks we're going to have to go from these parts. So, according to the one side, this tower side, we're going to have to go from the tower 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 blocks to the next tower, and according to that, we're gonna starting from the corner 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 8 to ooh, I didn't want to hit that button. About 8 to the other tower. So from the corner, it's 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. No way that's right. Oh, but then you have your tower, and then this is the center. Yeah, no way that's right. Let's try using this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About 15. Let's go 15. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, that gives us a lot more room. So we'll go about 15. That one was saying about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from the tower. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's still going about that 8, isn't it? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We can take it back a couple blocks maybe. Why did I press F at any point in time? You know, take it back about 2, because we're going to have more rounded towers at the front as well. So that looks all right there. So we'll bring the other side up, and then we'll bring them up too high to get a bit of a better look at it. Like so, and we'll do the same on the other side. Like so. And then we'll have the front towers. Now the front tower is a bit more square, and they are closer to 4 blocks on the sides and a couple blocks on the corners. So they're like 1, 2, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Something is wrong here. This is wrong. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. This is weird. Well, we'll just make them 3 then. Maybe I know nothing about circles and I'm a total noob. Let's see. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Well, that worked. I don't know what went wrong the first time. But let's do the same on this side. So we'll go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And we'll see how big the center is. We'll have a big grand door. And we'll have it go 1 block on each. And that'll be a full wall there. So those are walls. You'll come in here, you'll have your grand table and then your throne at the back. That'll do. And then we can bring these up here. Now, I did want to go for a very fiery, nethery kind of theme, but maybe we'll go for a more noble stone, quartz, gold kind of theme, because that'll look a lot more grand and heroic-like, I guess. Let's clear this out here, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And then we can fill in the bottom there. There we are. And then what we gotta do is bring these corners and sides up, and that will be oh come on, go away. Castle. Town hall area. So that is the center of everything. It will get built up, we'll have all the materials eventually, I'm sure. I think Luffy is going to be joining me, but we will see about that. And I'll have to clear all of this area out. But it will then come forward, and we're going to build a few war machines, which I kind of want to base off the kind of Orgrimmar war machines from World of Warcraft, maybe cross with a few other things. I don't quite want to do those yet, though, because those would look best with the bone blocks that are available in 1.10. So we'll have to get some of them once we update. I believe we're still on 1.9? Yep, we're on 1.9.2. So, yep, we'll have to wait for an update for those. But yeah, this is going to have to get built up, so I'm going to have to get some more stone. Let's quickly see. If we come in here, we'll have path blocks going up here, but then there'll be the kind of front steps. Unlike our courthouse, where I forgot that those would ever possibly be a thing. So they'll be like that. You kind of go up the steps and walk in. Here'll be the floor, and then a couple blocks up, we'll have our throne here, and then that'll be the throne, and then over here we'll have a kind of war table. So this is 2 from the side and 2 from the side. We'll bring it back a few. That's too far. That'll be the rough size of the table, I think. So let's say we're sitting on the throne. We have a big table in front of us. We'll have people on either side in chairs, on all sides in chairs, and then we'll have the and then we'll have the front entrance here. The towers will go up, and they'll be kind of like archer towers, and of course we'll have a portcullis at the front. But I think that's going to do it for today. So I'll have to work on that, getting some stone. I think Luffy will have some available, but I don't know if he's still going to use it all for the Sky Arena. We'll see. So hopefully you've enjoyed this episode of Gravity SMP. If you have, don't forget to leave a like, because it lets me know that you have. Then you may like to see some more. I'll see you all again next time, where hopefully we'll be working on that fortress. Bye bye!